Hey YouTube, it's your girl Duchess back for another review, and this time we're over on MTV checking out the Surreal Life Season 2, Episode 1, Villa of Secrets. So I'm tuned in because Macy Gray is on here, and then Kim Zolciak, which should make for good TV, but I like me some Macy Gray and her famous afro. It may not be famous, but it's famous to me. I just love it. The premises around this show is 8 celebrity strangers move into the over-the-top surreal life villa in Medellin, Colombia, and an AI host named Sloan will guide them through the secret missions they'll face. So Macy Gray and Chet are the first to arrive. They're just kind of getting to know each other. He's an actor and a rapper, and it looks like his dad is Tom Hanks. He goes by Chet, and he's pretty cute. So Macy notices that too. She's open to dating, I guess. I don't know. Y'all know Macy Gray. Anyway, let's get back to this review. Next, Tyler Posey arrives. He's another actor. He was the child actor in the movie Made in Manhattan in with Jennifer Lopez. Then we have OT Genesis, who is a famous rapper that's really big according to Chet Hanks. I ain't never heard of him. Y'all ever heard of him? Maybe I'll give at least one song a listen since, Chet seems to be fanning out over him. Then we have Allie Brooks, who is a singer of a girl group called Fifth Harmony. Macy Gray says that they were really big. She's a fan. Child, what bubble do I be in, honey? I'm gonna have to come on out of it. Anyway, more guests are arriving. Let's get back to this review. Josie Sansico arrives. I know I may not be saying that correct. She is a model. She's gorgeous and her personality is bright. So I like that addition. Chet notices it too, honey. So Kim Zolciak is arriving and she's got a lot of anxiety. She's not really sure who she's going to meet on the other side of the door. She's feeling like she has a little bit of PTSD from her 13 years of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, am I going to meet a Nene? Anyway, she is excited when she opens the door. She and OT Genesis have a strong history together. Like, he is one of her most favorite humans, and the mother of his kid and Kim have been friends for like 13 years. Don't quote me on the years, but it's safe to say it's been a minute. So Kim's all excited and OT is like, is this a spy? Because he was already kind of giving single vibes before that little tea dropped in the confessional that, he has a lady at home with a kid. So, and Kim is like, maybe I should call and let her know that we're together. Yeah, OT, you better be on your best behavior, honey, because you could be in the surreal life right now, but if you not on the up and up, you can go back to a sour life. Let's keep going. Johnny, the ice skater, arrives with Kim. He's anxious, but he's playing it off really well. Macy Gray is the first person that he meets, and he feels like they are kindred spirits. He says Macy is chilling, observing, but he senses her anxiety the same as his. All right, so now that the guests arrive in Big Brother fashion, Sloan comes on the screen, the AI coach, host, navigator. So she's Surreal Life operator and navigator, living with them in the house. She'll be facilitating their life there, and she's on the big screen kind of thing. So just like Big Brother, we're in the living room to get our news, and we have an AI coach. So Sloan's job is to give them missions each day that they're there that will push them past their comfort zones. Their responsibility is to complete the missions and dig deeper, revealing things, about themselves or something of that sort. This is supposed to be a healing journey for them. So Sloan encourages them to get to know their Surreal Life family, and she'll be back with an adventure soon. Kim is quickly turning this into the privileged life. Chet has already chosen his room. It's a nice room. It's very decorative, and she decides that she wants this room. I have all this stuff. I have several suitcases. This is the room that I want. She didn't say it like that, but that's certainly her attitude. She's pulling in the figure skater guy and having a conference, and she's like, do we just say, God, this is our room? Kim, don't make me not be able to stand you in the first 20 seconds of this reality show. Pick another room, girl. Chet is realizing that it's a dilemma for him, but I don't want her to get this room because I just don't like people coming in and just kind of throwing their weight around with the privilege of it all. And I don't mean that, other type of privilege. I just mean the audacity to just feel like you can come in here because you have your problem with all of your things, that you can just move him out of a room like the boy is already laying on the bed and stuff. You should have got there sooner, girl. But let's see how this go. So shout out to Tom Hanks for raising a respectful son. Chet decides to give up the room. She's an elder. She's a beautiful woman. He's not going to sweat it. Y'all can have the room. He goes into his new roommate and he's like, look, man, do me a favor. If you got to break wind, don't do it in the room. Just kind of go out and do it. Like, I don't want to smell that. Good job, Chet, because I don't care about what she thought. If it was me, girl, you be picking another room. So Macy and Tyler are having conversation. Looks like they're finishing up dinner, and she just says, so tell me about this girl you're gonna marry. And they just get to talking and vibing. And so we learned that Macy will be going on tour after this is over. And Tyler offers to kind of be a punk rock opener if she ever, wants that. And she's like, that would be cool. And, he's like, nah, I'm not trying to be, I'm just kidding. And she's like, no, I think it would be fun. She likes Tyler. At this point in her life, she likes people that are honest and open and that are real and genuine. And I feel Macy on that. We might be in the same age group or something, because honey, that's all I would entertain. But y'all did not come to hear about me and my choices and how I select the people around me. You came to hear about Surreal Life, and I'm gonna get back to this review. So this Surreal Life is short-lived. Y'all like what I did there? We get a flash forward into 48 hours forward, and Macy is giving Tyler the business. He is the one that talks the most, and Tyler is feeling shut down. I can't tell by the looks on people's faces who they're like in favor for, but it seems like Macy may be a bit aggressive. It's just a 48-hour glance. We're back to the present. So it's the next morning. It's breakfast time. Macy and Johnny are opting out for the moment. They're having a conversation. Tyler mentions that, he's not really hungry, but he does like to see men eat. And so they do this little excerpt of the guys kind of just eating their food. And she's like, eat what? And he's like, just eat. She's like, eat booty? Macy! Oh my goodness. I did not need that picture painted, Macy. Since she gave me that trauma, I'm transferring it to you guys. They're in a whole conversation about the eating munches of it all, of the cake. And I don't mean birthday cake. Shout out to Rihanna. They want that cake. I'm off tune. Never mind. Back to this review. So they get into a brief conversation about who's done it or who's had it done. Macy admits that she's had it done before. Fine, I'll admit it. She just didn't want to kiss him afterwards, so that kind of ended that relationship. Child, I'm with Josie. Josie's like, that disgusts me, just the thought of it, and I could get pink eye. And then the ice skater guy is like, well, you shouldn't be eating anybody's munchies if they're dirty. Child, let me just move on past that segment. Get me out of here, out of this conversation, please. Before my subscribers jump ship on me, y'all know always. Oh my goodness. Let me stop playing. Back to this review. So Sloan makes her first announcement. It's time to start their first mission. And the clue for the mission is don't hold back and remember to breathe. So the cast arrive at this retreat place high in the mountains. They have a host. And they're going to do a breathing exercise where they're basically going to hyperventilate and force their body to respond, knowing that your body responds to different stages of emotions with the breath pattern. And so you're giving your body something else to focus on. Macy's not really feeling it. Her thing of therapy is a little bit of coke. a couple shots, some edibles, and then a pizza, and she's good. Some of them are open to it, but Macy's like, all right, I'm just here for the ride. So they get into this breathing exercise, and Chet and Tyler are all in. They're making animalistic noises. They're so loud with their breathing. The things that the guy described that may happen, they're also demonstrating that. I find it, I just kind of question if their experience is authentic or if they're just kind of mimicking what he said what happened. I will say it seems to be robbing the rest of the cast of the experience because they're so vocal with it and making so much noise. I would find it hard to concentrate on my own experience. And Macy definitely is struggling because she's given their what she's observing blow by blow. No pun intended, Macy. And I mean, if she's doing that, she's definitely not doing this hyperventilating thing. But they're doing it. They're supposed to be doing it to the beat of his drum that the guy is banging, like he's pacing them by beating a drum. And these two group exercises may not be the thing, especially if it requires people to be quiet for the experience. But I'm not the facilitator. I'm just here giving you the review. Maybe they're not robbing everybody of their experience, because OT, he's doing it and he says he's feeling heavy and it's making him feel heavy, like he's dealing with a lot. Kim is over here talking about she's feeling heavy and she's getting a message. The facilitator tells everyone to start screaming on the count of 3, 2, 1, and the entire cast lets out a big scream. So Kim and OT are emotional. Kim is like in tears. The message that she got was to release control, kind of like just to completely let go. And she recognizes that she doesn't have very many spaces that she feels safe to do that. And she feels more safe here in this environment than she does with her own family. And that's heartbreaking for her, even in the same. And I do believe that she's having that experience because she's extremely emotional, and it doesn't feel like a show. So good job for Kim. I hope that helps her. OT is also having an experience. He was saying that he felt really heavy, and even after the exercise, he felt heavy, and it reminded him he was connecting with some of the traumas that he's experienced, watching people take their last breath, some of his friends' parents, leaving her mothers getting killed and that kind of thing. And so he kind of goes off to himself. The guys come over with him, and he's just saying where he comes from, crying is a sign of weakness, but he knows that he's releasing something because the tears just keeps falling, and that has to feel good too for him. So shout out to Kim and OT. OT says where he comes from, you don't really survive by being vulnerable. They react off of emotion. And to do that, you got to become violent. That's kind of like your expression. And I feel him on that. He is touching on exactly what is happening with our youth. Okay, Surreal Life. Come on with the real life. Y'all like what I did there? Okay, back to this review. So they're done with the exercise. They're back at the house. Kim and Jet are in the kitchen talking about making smoothies or whatever. They're bonding. They're also flirting. Kim recognizes that she's 45 and she has 6 kids and she's got a hell of a situation at home. Jet is like, she's hot. I mean, it's fun and, whatever. So they're flirting, and in comes the girl group girl. I'll learn these people's names. Y'all know I'm bad with names. Kind of breaks the vibe up a little bit innocently. She doesn't really know that they're in there kind of throwing Cupid darts at each other. But they talk about that they only have 2 weeks left, and it should be fun. They get to the part of where the cameras are. Kim is like, are there cameras in the bedroom? Y'all, Kim is ready to get her box rocked, okay? And the fact that she done learned he's Tom Hanks' son. Girl, this right up Kim's alley. Anyway, they learn that there are cameras everywhere except for the bathrooms. We get a fast forward, and it looks like Kim and Jack gonna be in the bathroom. But back to the present. So Macy isn't feeling well. She's in the bed still. Tyler brings her some soup, hoping it would make her feel better. Macy is appreciative. And she even acknowledges, the gesture by saying, if you ever need anything from me, just ask, basically. So the cast is now gathered in the living room. Before they get started, Kim is venting about her divorce. Croy has filed an emergency motion to try to sell the house while she's there. She expected it. And, they asked her, do you have a response? And she was like, yeah, the divorce is going to get thrown out. We've been having sex. See you later. So Sloan tells them the reason for the previous brief breath challenge was, in order to get where you're going, you have to know where you've come from. So their next challenge is taking them back to the childhood. They have something at the door. They go and get the box from the door, and it's a bunch of games. Child, they got Kim in the confessional being all delusional. So Jet and the model chick, they are kind of doing that bubble game where you put yourself inside an inflatable bubble and you may run into each other or roll around or whatever. Anyway, they're asking her what she thinks about Chet and her together. And she says, I mean, they're cute. I don't think she's really attracted to Chet, but I don't think there's very much, like difference in appearance in terms of our age gap. Girl, did you see yourself without that makeup? Did y'all see her without that makeup? Kim, child, you still married. Don't give Croy a reason to get that divorce he been wanting since you done put the Peter Pop, the Hello Kitty Pop on him, and y'all gotta stick it out. Be smart, girl. All right, let's keep going. So they're playing Uno and they get a text from Sloan. I keep wanting to call Sloan Ansley, but it's Sloan. So they get a text message from her and she wants them to talk about their childhood. And it's like crickets are chirping. Macy don't want to do anything. She don't want to do the breathing exercises. She don't want to talk about therapy while she playing games. She want to play games, and not just games. She want fast Uno. So they're trying to get into the exercise and talk about their childhood, and Macy's interrupting it every second. She's becoming ornery because she really just want to play cards. And so Tyler's like, man, I'm at a loss here. And she's like, nobody cares. And everybody's like, you can tell that the tension is mounting in the space, but no one really knows what to say or if they should say anything, because it's obvious that if you even challenge this space that Macy's in, you might get your head bitten off. Like, the energy is just thick. So Tyler gets upset and he's gonna leave the game, and Macy's like, listen, I was just playing. It's like, it didn't feel like you were playing. I'm bringing you soup and I'm all nice to you. And she's like, you talk more than anybody in the house. Like, nobody's shutting you down, and I don't want to hear all that. You playing or what? And so it's weird for everybody. Some of them are finding it funny. Some are there for the popcorn. And Chet is like, we're not going to just play the game as if there's not a conversation going on. These conversations are more important or more interesting than the game. And so Kim is like, so are we going to play or are we going to talk? And they're like, no, we're going to talk. So he'll start it off. He's going to talk about his childhood. So the energy shifts to Chet. And Chet, expressing that he grew up feeling worthless. Like, people think that because he was Tom Hanks' son and his dad is so famous that he may have grown up thinking he was the shiz naive. Shout out to Scrappy. But it really was the opposite. He had to work through a lot of negative energy because there was really no way for him to win. If he came in all confident, it's like, oh, you think you're better than everybody else? You think you're better than us? When really, he just wanted to be cool with everyone. And then if he came in all meek, that really wasn't who he was. So it was a lot for him to deal with. Kim is sensing that Tyler may be upset. So she looks at him and she's like, are you upset? And he's like, no. And it kind of circles back to he and Macy. He's just chilling. But, he tries to adjust He tries to address Macy. And Macy's like, what? You think I owe you to talk about my childhood because you brought me soup? He's like, no. She was like, well, why would you say that? like I owe you something. And he was just saying, I felt disrespected in that moment, and I brought you soup or something like that. Like, it was too much for me to kind of, it just seemed like a petty argument, but the energy is there, and Macy is annoyed, and Tyler may want attention, or maybe he's just annoyed. Child, I don't know. So Sloan is like, this is awkward, and I feel partly responsible. But anyway, we have a lot more challenges to come, and so I hope the Surreal Life fam can get things back on track and focus on the real reason why they came. So the cast is kind of, decompressing from the card game of it all. And the skater guy, he's saying, when it just happened, he was just playing cards, and you can feel the nerves getting unraveled. And, these are strangers. We don't really know them. And so the slightest thing can tick them off. And I get that, because I was kind of picking that up too. Macy's in her room talking on the phone with a friend, and she's like, tonight just kind of ticked me off. We're playing cards and we're having a good time, and then we're supposed to talk about her childhood, and I don't really want to. And then I look like the bad guy because I don't want to talk. OT and Tyler are chopping it, and OT is like, I just hope y'all can squash it. And Tyler is like, I tried to, I was telling her that I brought her soup. Like, I came to you in peace. Like, I'm your homie, I'm your friend. Why are we in this space? And she totally took that the wrong way. And OT gets it. He's like, I get what you're saying. You're saying, I was being a good guy to you, and this is how you treat me. So Chad is in the kitchen, and Macy comes in, and she's like, why are you in here by yourself? And he says, you should extend an olive branch to Tyler. And she's like, was I really that bad? And he's like, you just don't want any bad energy. You want to give love and, treat each other with love. So, hey, Tyler. Macy's like, oh my God. Chad is right, though. I agree with him. And I loved how he gathered Macy. Like, don't come here just acting like you and just show your complete, in that game, and made everybody uncomfortable. Let's get this thing straight before we do anything else. I like that, Chet. I keep calling him Chad, but his name is Chet. Chet Hanks, to be exact. So with Chad's help as a facilitator, they talk it out. And Macy was just trying to get to her game, and Chet was just trying to say, look, we were bonding. What is this about? So they talk it out, and they get an interruption about some vodka, which kind of breaks the tension, and everybody's laughing. And I like this cast so far, y'all. Y'all know it don't take much for me, but I do like the cast, and I kind of like how they have their disagreement, and it doesn't filter. They have enough masculine energy there to kind of pull things, back into perspective. Good job so far. Back to this review. Yes, we're still in this review. It's an hour and 45 minutes for the first show. So I'm going to try to keep this quick, but I'm just as shocked as you guys are that I'm still talking about episode 1. I hope you guys are still with me. Chad and Macy have a moment. Macy wants to show her appreciation for Chad, like him exposing some of the things that he dealt with being a celebrity kid, help her understand her own son. They have a genuine moment. Chad is gonna be my fan favorite. Child, did I tell you how it don't take me long? So Macy and the ice skater are talking again. Their conversations, no, they be weird. So they had the munching of the cake conversation, and now they're in this whole conversation about Macy's constipation of it all. She has challenges with weight loss, and she's really vain privately. She's been taking Ozempic to try to get it off. She didn't want to be chunky on camera, but here she is. And the thing that she would like most in this moment, and he's like, what? Diarrhea. And they fall out laughing. He likes Macy. I like Macy too. She's so quirky. They are going to have a party once she gets this, first movement of the situation on out the way. So we are up for another mission, and there's a box at the door. In the box there are locks, and the clue to this mission is they have to rely on each other to reach new heights. So they each have a lock with an alphabet on each one of them. They will work together to find the missing letters to complete the phrase. They're ready for a hike. Well, they need to get ready for the hike because the van will be there in 15 minutes to take them to their site to complete this next mission. So they're approaching this destination. It is this huge mountain. I mean, the size of a tall, giant building. The mountain has 700 steps, and they will be walking up those 700 steps to complete their mission. Child, Macy gonna fall out. She is afraid of heights, and they have to place these locks at the top of this mountain. So the question is Macy gonna opt out? Because she's saying she don't want to do it. But Kim does successfully convince her to at least try. Like, they'll do it together. You may not finish it, but at least just try to start. So she's like, okay, I'll do it. So they're starting the mission, y'all. And y'all, Macy gave this mountain the best steps of her life. A whole 12 of them. She made it up 12 steps, and she's like, I ain't gonna be able to do it. Kim says she's gonna stick with her. She's not gonna leave her down there by herself. So they give their locks to the rest of the team, and everybody else go forward. Kim and Macy get to kind of sit it out, and they're gonna catch up. For like 3 seconds, Macy is like, girl, you don't get up there and hike that mountain. I got 50 people here with me. I'm safe. I don't need you here. Kim is like, no. I don't want you here by yourself. Macy is not trying to hear that. Girl, you got this. Go ahead. You can do it. They're right there. Catch up to the team. Kim's like, she is not trying to get it. No, girl, Macy ain't trying to let you use her to be the person to, not be there for the team. I ain't doing it, but you get on up there. So Kim has to join the team and complete the mission. We'll see how long she lasts. Let's keep going. So everybody is struggling. Allie, that's the girl in the band. Like, her legs are burning. She's about to give out, but they encourage her and they keep it going. They're on steps 550. Meanwhile, Kim is back down there at 150, and I still don't know if Kim is gonna make it. And Macy's over there about to do some shopping, but she's not shopping for herself. She's getting gifts for everyone, and I thought that was really sweet. She don't have any money though. She's like, y'all don't have tap. Macy want to tap to pay. These people are like, we need cash. So it's her and the sound guy. He's translating for her, and they're doing their shopping. She's basically borrowing the money from him, and she's gonna pay him back. The team makes it to the top, even though Tyler ignored them, hollering out every step. He was trying to be motivating though. The view is amazing. It's beautiful. They're bonding. The phrase is Surreal Life, so they, connect their locks and complete the phrase. Also completes Macy's and Kim, since they're not there with them. And they notice the absence, but they are enjoying the surreal moment. Macy is back with the sound guy. She got all their gifts, honey, and she having her a drink. It looks like it may be a margarita with the Corona in there. It is really good, so much is so that Mario, the sound guy, who is on the job, put him a straw in, and he's drinking it too. And she's like, aren't you supposed to be working? He's like, I am working. I'm recording all of this. Kim pushed through, found her second win, and she was determined to complete this challenge. That's what she came here for. So she completes it. She joins the team. They are surprised to see her. Some of them don't think she really used her 2 feet because she's so bougie to make it up the stairs, but she did. And Chet takes a shot. They're talking about not like a shot, but he fired shots at Kim in the confessional. They're talking about her boobs, and he's like, yeah, her boobs really do look nice. You get what you pay for. Not Chet. Don't start. So they take some selfies and come back down to catch up with Macy. They're appreciative of Macy's gift. So the team is back at the house and everybody's resting. just kind of recharging. And they have a clue to their next mission. So there are envelopes waiting for them at the door and everybody's name on it. And so they are charged to write down something that they've never shared before in an effort to learn to trust their Surreal Life family more. And Ansley's gonna put the good, the bad, the ugly up on the big screen. And the team will guess who that phrase belongs to. So the first one is, I love edibles even though they make me fat. And everybody guesses that it's Macy, and Macy's like, yep, that's me. So Chet guesses Tyler's thing about his childhood and how he turned to unhealthy recreational use, to kind of deal with him coming off the road and, being a kind of celebrity now and then trying to fit in. That's what he turned to. And but he's sober now and he's doing much better. Macy guesses the next one, and it's a person who is estranged from their family. They haven't spoken to their parents in 12 years, not since they got married. They guess it's Kim. Kim is estranged from her family because her dad sold stories about her children to the tabloids, and particularly TMZ. So Chet shares that this was his thing where he spent 102 days out in the desert in the middle of nowhere, and he shares that he was 17. Some masked men came and woke him up in the middle of the night. The story is so far-fetched. I'm like, is he telling the truth? But I know he is, but it's just really extreme. They woke him up in the middle of the night and said, you're coming with us. And he tried to escape. He wasn't able to escape. Someone asked the question, did they tell you weren't being kidnapped? And he was like, yeah, they told me. They said that my parents sent them. He was 17 years old and he was in high school, and this was very extreme. So, the parent in me wonders, was this something that they did to kind of correct him? Was he on the right path or something, an extreme punishment or whatever? But yeah, that's his story that he's sharing. He never told anyone. So the next one is, I don't play. And that's OT's. And he and Chet dab each other up. He's like, Chet gets me because he's a white black man. But OT comes from Long Beach, California. You become a monster to survive. He knows what it feels like to be in front of your mama's house and somebody's going to, off your head off with a smoky thing that, fires off things. I'm trying to choose my words carefully because we are on YouTube. And it jams and you live to fight another day. He's been that monster, but he has a big heart. He loves everybody there. He would do anything for them, and he just met them. But just don't play with my heart and don't play with me because I come from a really dark place. I'm choosing to be happy and to live my life. But he still deals with some of his traumas, and everybody's fully in tune as he's talking because it's the gangster life, and that's what raised him. Again, I'm liking his presence on this show. Just shedding that human light to, that side of things, and how there is hope for, healthy, happy human beings. So the ice skater, I think his name is Johnny. Don't quote me. But his ticket is about a triumphant Olympic career, but then he lost the medal in just kind of one flip of, just in one flip of a mistake. And so he received a lot of backlash about it. He had also come out about being gay at a time where it wasn't very popular to do so. And so the theme in his is everybody loves you when you're up, but when you're down and going through it, it's kind of everybody abandons you. A lot of them resonated with that. They felt his struggle. They were very empathetic. Macy has a lot of love for him and a lot of respect. In her eyes, he was the first male athlete to kind of come out when it wasn't a popular thing to do. So overall, this was a very therapeutic session for them. I think this is the one that they like the most. I mean, it's decent. I'm just bringing things to the channel to see, what you guys like. I did enjoy it. I'll watch at least another episode of it. But let me know what you guys think. If you like the episode, if you're even watching it really. This is Surreal Life on MTV. Testing things out still. It's your girl Duchess, and I'm out. I will watch episode 2 and see what that's about. But it's your girl Duchess, and I'm out.